Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this world. Where I am in the East Coast, it is Saturday morning, beautiful sunny day, and this is a morning update for Bitcoin. Beautiful. So I guess in a way it did turn out to be an ascending right triangle. I had expected one more dip, but it was not required, obviously. Now, if you count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could there be 5 waves? Yes. But I think it's going to go hit this, maybe do a 2, and then continue upwards. Okay. So white 3, 4, and 5. We can say 4 was here or 4 was here. I'd rather have it here. So then we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probable likely that price will then come down to this support, which used to be a resistance, and then it'll continue up. It'll hit the minimum target of the 88.59 and most likely exceed it. And I'm going to raise the wave 5 or 5 or 5 or 3 to about 9,400. Now when the trend is up like this, and whenever you see a sudden dip, air pocket, do not be alarmed. When you're on the side of the trend, these air pockets are very effective at getting rid of people who do get alarmed and who do sell out of panic. And when they get divested away, there are again abundance of buyers to bring it up to higher highs. I think today we either go a little above this and then correct, or we just keep going up. The MHCD not even close to being overbought. I had drawn this line. I think it'll go much higher to this region, but not on a straight vertical line, not on a B line. They will be up and downs, just like here. Now if you come back here, many sold out of panic. Many sold out of panic. It takes sellers to create an air pocket. It takes those who are panicking to create an air pocket. And in this expanded correction, a lot of people are now kicking themselves. They didn't see the overall trend. The biggest thing a trader or an analyst has to do is to find the trend. Because a trend, once you find it, becomes your friend. I'm just still a little bit befuddled as to how many people are still not so attracted to this. So I'm going to emphasize a little more here. Talking about trend, this portfolio is precisely designed to have you find the trend and stay in the trend so that the trend becomes your friend. I'm assuming that you're not 100% into cryptos, that you have an IRA, maybe a 401k. But especially, I'm not sure if you can do this with 401ks, but with IRAs, individually managed IRAs, or even just non-retirement cash savings, if you want to go a little aggressive, I would strongly recommend that you review the rationale of this. And it's very, very simple. It's so simple even a 5-year-old could do it. But the rationale is based on the fact that I pick 4 ETFs. And these 4 ETFs are SPXL, which is a leveraged, so aggressive ETF for the S&P 500. Then a leveraged ETF, TQQQ, for the NASDAQ 100. ZIV is an inverse to the VIX medium term. And the TMF, which is basically 20-year long-term treasuries. And I take these 4 ETFs, and I use this chart base to chart the last 3 months, rolling 3 months, in a percentage gain, percentage yield. And obviously this time again, TQQ has the highest percentage gain. So I leave my money in TQQ, 100% of it. Now you can change this any way you want. You can use maybe 4 mutual funds. But mutual funds don't like it when you have to trade in and out. So they'll charge you or stop you. ETF is a collection of holdings to represent, for instance, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, long-term treasuries. You can pick non-leveraged ones if you don't want to be so aggressive. You can do the spiders and the diamonds. But the key of this is it keeps you in the trend, because currently the trend is TQQQ is the winning trend. Let's say there's a sudden market crash, kaboom. And it's a sudden change. Then both the SPXL TQQ and the ZIV will have severe negative percentages. The next Friday you check. And the TMF will have sudden increase, maybe 7%. And these 3 will have negative percentages. Then what do? Now, since the trend has changed, it takes you out of this and into the new positive trend, that being the TMFs. So you move all your monies into the TMF. So the beauty of this is it takes you out of the market when there is a huge, severe crash and into the safety of the treasuries. And already 8.6% gained since November 3rd. In less than a month's time, I don't know of any mutual fund that gives you 8.6%. And again, the beauty of this is if there is a market crash, it takes you out of it just by the pure simplicity of the rule of putting the money into the highest winner on a rolling 3-month scale. And for the last 3 times, 1, 2, 3, there has clearly been a trend with TQQ being the winning trend. and it is keeping me in there. Next week, if SPXL goes higher, I put my money into the SPXL. So this is consider this as a gift horse on a technique, on a very simple, high return, high impact, de-risked because it takes you out if there's a market crash into the safety of the treasuries. So I will do this now every Friday. Check the price of these. Check who's the winner every Friday. Either keep it in where it is or move it to whoever the new winner is. Simple as that. That is a trend following. That is why this returns 47 to 78% per year. Because you follow the trend and you stay in the trend until the trend changes. Anyone in Bitcoin who sold here or even here are now kicking themselves because they didn't know what the trend is. They couldn't find the trend. They thought the trend was changing here. Nope. And I knew that the trend was still up based on my rationale on the environment that the altcoins have very bullish chart pattern species. The jaws of wealth, cup and handle, downward pointing bullish symmetrical triangles. And in that background, Bitcoin could not crash. Just wouldn't make sense. So higher highs, higher, new all-time highs expected for Bitcoin. And when there's a correction here, and who knows, this could go to maybe 10,000. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. But there will be a wave 4 correction. Very healthy. And I can bet you there will be many who will sell out of panic here too. And then later kick themselves. Because they just couldn't see the trend. So think about that. Ask yourself, am I on the side of the trend? Simple trend following is the smartest, in my opinion. You can get excited when you see divergence in your MACDs, but simple trend following is the smartest. And guess what this is? A very simple trend following methodology. And some are saying, I don't have $100,000. You can start with $500. $500 compounded at 78% in 10 years. What do you think you'll get? Make that in 20 years. Let's say you add to it $100 every month. Wealth is built that way. All right? Let's see how Bitcoin goes. And I'll talk to you again on the evening update. Thank you. Have a good day.